Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking retinol. Now, on the channel, I'm currently running a how to use series where we break down the best ways to incorporate various active ingredients in your skincare routine. I always say a good skincare routine kind of has two parts. First and foremost, choosing the right actives and products for your skin's needs, and then incorporating them correctly into your routine. It's that second element I want to focus down on in this series, and today is the turn of retinoids. Now, a retinol can be really difficult to incorporate when you want to avoid redness, peeling and sensitivity, but I've got some really good hints, tips, hacks and techniques for getting the most out of whichever retinol product you choose. So sit back, relax, and let's talk how to use retinol. Now, before we get into this, I've got a lot to say. When do I not start a video by saying that? Just like as a side note, I think that's the starter point to all of my videos, but I do have a lot to cover when it comes to retinol. I just want to give you guys a reminder to do the usual YouTubey things. If you haven't already, if you could reach down and gently caress that like button, because honestly, by doing so, it supports me and the channel so much. Also, did you know that 76% of people that watch the videos here on Mad About Skin aren't actually subscribed to the channel? We would love to grow the Mad About Skin family and have you guys as a core member of it. So if you haven't already, why not click that subscribe button? Join us here on Mad About Skin where we have weekly live streams. We have a fantastic Facebook group that I've linked below with so many additional hints, tips and hacks. It's just a really great place to share all your skincare love. We would adore having you as part of the Mad About Skin family, and by clicking that subscribe button is just the easy way to do that. But with all that being said, shall we cut the waffle and just delve straight on in? And I guess the best place to start is a quick overview of what are retinoids. Well, retinoids have many different terms. They might be called retinol, retinal, retinaldehyde, retinol palmitate, tretinoin. You use so many different words, but they're all vitamin A derivatives. These have been really well studied over decades, so we know the impact that they have on our skin. Vitamin A derivatives, retinoids, increase the rate of cellular turnover, which means it gives us smoothness to our skin. It also helps to fade hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration. They also increase the amount of collagen and elastin produced by the skin. This is fantastic because these are key building blocks to our skin and they'll help to smooth everything out but also minimize the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I'm a total convert when it comes to retinol. Whilst there's a lot of different types, it's all about finding the right ones for you and layering it correctly in your skincare routine to avoid any potential redness, peeling and irritation, which are all the side effects we can experience when we first reach for a vitamin A derivative. That's kind of the point of this video, so we're going to put all that to one side and talk how to incorporate retinol into your skincare routine. Well, first and foremost, let's just accept that retinoids won't work for everyone. I know there's a whole school of people out there that say retinoids are like the one non-negotiable ingredient in your skincare routine, and I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. As with all other active ingredients, retinoids will work better for some skin types than others. Some people just will be super sensitive to them and won't be able to incorporate them effectively in their skincare routine. And you know what? That's okay. I hear horror stories where people have struggled for years and years to incorporate a retinoid into their routine because they feel like they have to. You absolutely don't. Whilst they are the gold standard in terms of anti-aging and they add so many fantastic benefits, if you just can't tolerate a retinoid, it leads to too much redness, peeling and sensitivity even after that initial 8 to 12 week period of adjustment, then just move to something like a bakuchiol, which again, studies have shown delivers very similar outcomes but without the redness, peeling and sensitivity that's associated with retinoids. I covered bakuchiol in its separate video, which I'll leave a link to up there. Whilst the scientific data on bakuchiol isn't quite as robust as it is on traditional retinoids, there's still a lot of people out there that swear by its use and say how fantastic it is. So I'd say if you're struggling to incorporate a retinoid successfully into your routine and your skin just doesn't tolerate it, maybe look to bakuchiol as a potential alternative. Once you've decided though that retinoids are right for your skin, there's a couple of things you need to do to successfully incorporate them. First and foremost, choose the right form and type of retinoid. I mentioned loads of different scientific terms earlier on in the video and they're not all created equal. It's really important that you match the one you choose to your individual skin type and your skin's needs. Prescription strength retinoids such as tretinoin and adapalene can be absolutely fantastic. They're the best studied and they deliver really great and relatively quick results for the skin. However, they're the two that create the most redness, peeling and sensitivity, so it might not be applicable to everyone. We're blessed that we have so many great over-the-counter retinoid options and they're often encapsulated or in gram active form, which are just a little bit more gentle on the skin. I broke it down the best retinoids by skin type in another video, which I'll leave a link to up there. Definitely one to check out if you still haven't found your perfect pairing in the vitamin A category. That video will break it all down by skin type, price point, and all of that good stuff. For me, I've settled on this product, which is the Geek and Gorgeous A Game 10, an absolutely fantastic retinol based product, which is formulated with many hydrators to kind of offset some of the potential dryness and irritation that you can get from a super high potency product. This for me delivers all the benefits I need in the right formulation for my skin type. Some of it will be a little bit trial and error, and you might have to try different formulations to work out which is the best for you, but I say that video is a really good starting point. For me, I prefer this over the prescription strength retinoids that are out there. It's a little bit more convenient. I don't need to visit the dermatologist or the prescriber to get my hands on it, and honestly, I've seen some fantastic anti-aging benefits from it. It's all about finding your perfect pairing. Once you've chosen the right retinoid for you, I would always encourage everyone to use it alongside an azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is an absolutely fantastic ingredient in skincare because it calms, soothes, and prevents inflammation in the skin. Retinoids can be really tricky to incorporate in those early stages. They often trigger that dryness, that redness, that irritation. That means a lot of people stop using them. Using an azelaic acid alongside it can be a really great way of just offsetting some of those potential side effects. In an ideal world, you would have started to use an azelaic acid around 3 months before you incorporate your retinoid. That'll give it time to really get to work for your skin to adjust. However, I know that's not realistic for everyone. Some people might already be on their retinoid journey, others might be a little bit impatient, but I definitely say going for a low to mid-strength azelaic acid and using it alongside your retinoid can be a fantastic way of just minimizing the risk of any side effects. One of my favorites is also from the same brand as my chosen retinoid, which is this. This is the Geek and Gorgeous A pad. This is an azelaic acid derivative, meaning it's super gentle in an equivalent of about a 5% concentration of pure form azelaic acid, which will give you great results, no sensitivity, and works beautifully well alongside your retinoid. This is a top tip that I think really needs to be shouted out a little bit more. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but these are two actives that just pair beautifully well together. So you've got your retinoid of choice for your own routine. You've minimized the risk of any side effects by incorporating an azelaic acid alongside it. And now it's time to apply the product to the skin. Always use your retinoid in the evening, and I would use it after all of your other steps in your skincare routine. Whatever product you reach for, it's usually best at the end, and I would say to use it after your moisturizer. Now, the reason for this is retinoid, particularly in the early stages of using it, can be quite difficult on the skin. It can trigger that redness, that peeling, that irritation that I said before. You should be using an azelaic acid to offset some of the risk of that, but another way of minimizing the side effects is to put it on top of your moisturizer. This provides a light layer, which means you won't get that instant hit of retinol straight on the skin. It kind of eases you into it. Once you become a more established retinoid user, you can absolutely use it before you then put your moisturizer on top, but I'd say just a standard practice, the best way is to apply it on top of your moisturizer to just minimize the risk of any side effects. And I still found I got amazing anti-aging benefits. You're going to want to choose a moisturizer that is a little bit more heavy duty than maybe the ones that you've previously reached for. That's again just to offset any potential dryness that you might be finding. The one that I always use alongside my retinoid is by my own brand. This is the Mad About Skin Maximum Impact Moisturizer. I love this because it has some oils blended in here. It's got some humectants, some urea. This is all just a great way of dialing up the amount of hydration in the skin just to offset any potential dryness. You of course don't have to reach for my brand. I covered in a recent video some of my favorite heavy duty moisturizers, and I'll leave a link to that up there. Any of them will do the trick, but I would definitely say in those early stages particularly, apply your retinol after your moisturizer just to minimize further the risk of any side effects. When it comes to the right amount of retinoid to use, you always hear people say a pea-sized amount. This is like useless because who has peas in their bathroom? Nobody. So it's really difficult to tell. I would say reach for an amount that's about half the size of your small fingernail. This product is super high potency, and I find that amount just delivers all the benefits that I want, and it spreads really nicely on the skin. Just for reference, I would use about that much, dab in different areas, and then just smooth it across. This is a great product because of the coloration of it, which is just the natural coloration. You'll often find a lot of vitamin A derivatives are a slightly yellow tinge to them. This shows up really well on camera, but that is about the right amount that you should be using to cover the whole face. Finally, you'll hear a lot of people say what you should and shouldn't use alongside your retinoids, and I just want to break it down and simplify this because there's a lot of information and counter information out there. Most dermatologists will say avoid using too many harsh actives in the same routine as your retinoid retinoid. That's just because you don't want to irritate the skin to then put your retinoid on top of it, which risks further exacerbating that redness and that irritation. So I like to keep things fairly simple when it comes to my evening skincare routine. On those nights, I'm using my retinoid. For me, I avoid vitamin C's and exfoliating acids in the same routine because, again, both of these could trigger redness, peeling, and inflammation in the skin, which then could be exacerbated by a retinoid. Everything else I say is fair game for use alongside it. Some products work beautifully well. Ceramides, which are contained in that moisturizer I referenced earlier. Azelaic acid for minimizing the risk of side effects. There are some products that work really well alongside your retinoid, but I just avoid vitamin C's and exfoliating acids because that could just increase the risk of any side effects. So, there you have it, guys. That's the lowdown of how to use retinol. Hopefully this has answered all of your retinoid-based questions, but if there are any outstanding, sound off in the comments section below, as I'd love to hear from you. I've been on a bit of a retinoid journey, and I think there will always be an element of trial and error, finding the right products for you. But when it comes to layering them, I just say make sure that you take things slowly. Start maybe once or twice a week and build up from there. Not everybody will be able to use a retinoid every single day. I myself can't without triggering too much redness and irritation. I'm now working on an every other day basis, and I'm getting some fantastic results. So always listen to your skin, understand what it's saying, and then of course adjust the amount of retinoid that you use and the frequency that you apply it. Hopefully this video has taken some of the mystery out of it, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, love your skin. Take care. Bye.